Hello, welcome back. Yeah, just ignore how busy and dorm-like my room is. Someday I'll have a grown-up space, maybe. I would like to do a wrap-up video, and I was just gonna do a wrap-up video for books that I read in January, but I decided to do books that I read in December and January because I don't get to fly home very often. My family lives over 2,000 miles away, and so when I go home, I like to spend time with them, and I don't get a whole lot of reading done. Additionally, I was finishing up school in December, so my life was insane, and then I didn't really get to start doing much of anything until I got back. I have a couple books that I read over that span of time, so I guess I will just start off with the first book, I Am Number 4, which I've already done a review on, so I'm not really going to talk about it. I didn't particularly like it, and I won't be finishing the series. God, the lighting is horrible. I'm so sorry. Second, Insurgent, which surprisingly I gave like a 4 out of 5. I liked it quite a bit more than Divergent, which was a surprise. Again, I already talked about this, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time getting into it, but this was another book that I read. Next, I have, I don't know how to pronounce her name, The Raven, voiced by Maggie Stiefvater, maybe. I received this for Christmas from my roommate. It's the first book in the Raven cycle, which I hadn't even heard of these books, which apparently they're kind of a big deal, and everybody was surprised that I hadn't heard of them. It was a great read. It was just all around really interesting. There were psychics and ghosts and just everything cool. So it was great read. Finally, the book that I was probably the most excited for was The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. I don't know a whole lot about this. I guess I didn't realize when I picked it up that other authors had written with Cassandra Clare. I kind of have a feeling that this is more like glorified fan fiction. I have a feeling that Cassandra Clare maybe talked to Sarah Reese Brennan and Maureen Johnson, and they just kind of collabed on it. I haven't looked into it at all, but I have a feeling she just told them like okayed things or suggested things, and then they wrote and she approved, because it did kind of read like fan fiction. And I was kind of disappointed because Magnus is my favorite character in the Mortal Instruments series and in the Infernal Devices series. I love Magnus. I think he's wonderful and so funny and just quirky, eccentric. So I was really excited, but it just kind of fell flat for me. My favorite story, well, it came at the very end, which was the voicemail of Magnus Bane, which was by all 3 authors, and basically it was just exactly what it said. It was voicemail messages, and the book didn't end on a particularly happy note, but I don't know. I guess this was probably the biggest disappointment of the books that I read in December and January, because it was the one that I was most excited about, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I have it. And that pretty much wraps up what I read in December and January. The list was quite short, but hopefully now that Nicole and I are working on this channel together, collabing, I will be reading more and more. That is the hope anyway. So that's my wrap up, and I